And just a little introduction that my institute is part of the 13th Institute of the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research. And we are mandated to do research, work on cereals, legumes, root and tuber horticulture crops, tropical fruits, vegetables, and industrial. So the IBC came about when a scientist expressed interest to carry a project named Newest Rice. Newest Rice simply means nitrogen use efficiency, water use efficiency, and salt tolerant efficiency. This is because of the problem that the breeders continue to face in their line of action. And these were in two products. The first one is the nitrogen use efficiency lines, and the one that has all the 3 stack genes. And they were to transform the Nerica 4 rice, which happens to be an upland rice. So this way, where the genes were taken from barley and agrobacterium, and the last one being the salt tolerant. This is Arrow Era B. So basically from the genes OSNHX1. So the farmers saw, the breeders saw that nitrogen deficiency could reduce rice production by 90% and drought 100% and yield loss as a result of salinity by 50%. So just a look at how nitrogen can cause effect on the rice, and this is also drought. And if you look at this rice, that happens to be an upland rice as against our local variety, you could see how they were performing, and look at how salinity has caused total devastation of the rice. So we have partners from Acada with USAID, and the transformation was being done by SEAT. And this institute, CSR Crop Research, and NCRI from Nigeria and Uganda was embarking with our internal partners being AATF from Kenya, helping us with the work. So the process started since 2009, and here okay, yes, okay. So you can see here, Charles is not here, that's his dad, and the former Minister of Science and Technology, and you can see Eric here. And it has been a very long process in putting up our LI and biosafety systems in place. And here I wasn't because I traveled. So the NBC approved our first project on November 16, 2012, and the permit was renewed for another from that. And we have seen that 5 CFT trials have done, which were to evaluate 16 lines, and we have done this regulatory trial, that is a food and feed safety and environmental risk assessment. So this picture was taken by me, so I wasn't in there. The first one, surprisingly, the one that I took was what is being used for a lot of presentation. And you could see Mr. Okori, Sam Timpo, and a lot. That was the first one. So we had to open it in front of all the farmers to see whether the GM rice was different from the normal rice that they normally cultivate. And this, the biosafety systems, which we have to inspect the planting, how it looks like at the vegetative stage, at the maturity stage, and you can see all the processes. And every stage, you see the IBC being there and taking notes. And what's beautiful thing that we do is every stage, important stage of the cropping system, we have to write a report to our NBA. So this is our old IBC, and as you can see, our chairman is on retirement, and our secretary, I'm the only man standing. So we have to constitute a new team. Oh, sorry. We have to constitute a new team and I have the other team with me here, with the exception of the new chairman, who is equally engaged in an important program. So normally that's what our work entails. You see the Chief Executive Officer, the first one that came, he has to fly down to our institute to open it. First, he has to check that the package was not tampered with in front of everybody there. But subsequently, he will just instruct me to look at all those things, and we have to check every documentation, whether the quantity that has been stated in the paper that accompanied it had in there. And we also inspect our logbook, because we will have to monitor what goes in and what comes in. And anyone who is going in there to do any specific work, you have to put that down, so that at least we will know what goes in and what comes out. So just for you to look at our structure, or our CFT field, we have our main gate, a physical fencing, and our building, which contains everything, our logbook and our experiment, and we have a meeting room where we meet. So as a biosafety officer, this is what normally we do in planting, in making sure the field layout and everything has been put accordingly. And when it comes to disposal of the materials, after each experiment, if we have no intention of recycling, and because we'll be receiving the materials, the NBA makes sure that everything is bent, and we have to record, weigh, and send all details to. So this was what we're looking at, to have a yield advantage between 15 to 30% as compared to the non-conventional version. And to look at some morphological studies, and these are some of the safety analysis that was done. So the next thing is to prepare a dossier to the NBA as to the next step to go with the experiment. This is the assumption that we're going to have this an improved yield of 10 to 15, and we're going to reduce nitrogen use by 30%, and at the end of reduce cost, total cost by that. We also help in protecting the environment with a carbon price of $10 per metric tons. And these are some of the expectations. Thank you very much.